Revan was a Jedi who served in the Mandalorian Wars as the Supreme Commander of Jedi and Galactic Republic forces and fell into the dark side of the Force. He was reborn as Darth Revan, and along with his Padawan turned Sith apprentice Darth Malak wreaked havoc upon the Republic. Eventually, Revan was captured by a Jedi strike team and was severely injured in the battle. Hello everyone and welcome back to Hero Concepts for Star Wars Battlefront 2. In this episode we're going to be covering Darth Revan. I hope you enjoy. Let's start off with Revan's weapons. Revan's general weapons in most scenes is his red and purple lightsaber, so this is what his weapons will be as his lightsabers. Now let's talk statistics for Revan. His lightsaber will deal 90 damage from the front and 115 damage from the back. Now, this may sound low for a lightsaber hero, but this is compensated by his swing speed, which can be up to 14 swings per second. Now, I would just like to add that swing speed is not just dependent on the game, it is also dependent on how fast you can pull the attack trigger. Now, let's talk abilities. Revan's middle ability will be Master of the Force. Master of the Force will draw in enemies into a whirlwind of lightsabers. These lightsabers will instant kill all classes except for the heavy. After this section of the ability has been completed, Revan will send out his two lightsabers in a spiral motion outwards from him, dealing damage to anyone standing in the way. His second ability is going to be called In Command. In Command is going to stop all blaster bolts with an invisible force field facing in front of him. This force field will stop all blaster bolts and hold them in place. If you re-trigger the action, it will send them exactly back to where they came from. Or you can hold, keep absorbing blaster bolts until the ability ends, and it will immediately send them straight back to where they came. The bolts that have been sent back will deal 30 less damage than they originally would have. This allows for a bit less overpoweredness on Revan's side. Revan's third ability is Life Drain. Life Drain is an ability similar to Emperor Palpatine's lightning. It's really powerful and it drains the enemy's health, but it is only active for about 10 seconds, I think would be a fair amount of time. Now, I actually have a pretty good idea of what I think this should look like. It would be a sort of string of black mass emerging from the enemy as it drains their health. Now, after a look online, I was actually unsure of how much damage this ability should do. I think it should be similar to Emperor Palpatine's lightning, but maybe a bit less and no lasting electrical damage. Now, for Revan's final and ultimate ability. This ability is similar to Anakin's, however, it is only available when he is under 100 HP. Judgment will draw in the enemies and place them above Revan's head. It will then throw them to the ground, knocking them out of combat briefly. After this, 50 damage will be dealt to everyone within a certain area. For instance, the heavy would go down to 150 HP, while the officer would go down to 100 HP. Now this is just some other stuff to touch base on. Revan's basic sprint speed is going to be 8 meters per second, and his maximum jump height is going to be 10 meters. His number of dodges is going to be 3. And his dodge length is going to be 5.5 meters. Final bit for this segment. I'd just like to add, Revan can block 22 lightsaber attacks, making him one of the most powerful heroes at blocking. On to the final segment of this video, star cards. Now obviously I'm not going to list all of the star cards Revan would have, but these are just the most important ones I think they could add. The first star card I'd like to talk about is increasing the health that Judgment can be used at, and this star card is called Resilience. At the first level, you'll be able to use it at 125, second 150, third 175, and at fourth 200. Next up is Improved HP. This simply improves his maximum HP by 200. Now that's when it's maxed out. His next star card is called Full Power. Now Full Power simply restores the full power of the bolts that have been sent towards him when they fly back. Next up is Improved Health Regen. This simply improves his regen health pool all the way up to 400 when it is maxed out. His final star card applies to two abilities, Master of the Force and Judgment. It just improves the pull-in range for both of these abilities. To finish off this video, I'd like to state some statistics about his health, regen rate, and other stuff like that. His base HP is 750, His health regen rate is 50 health per second, and his max health regen at norm is 200, which is quite low. And finally, his regen delay is 4 seconds. Anyway guys, I'm sorry, but that's going to have to do it for today. If you enjoyed, please smash like and subscribe on this video, and I will see you in the next one.